to the Sad Dads Club podcast. Here's everybody's favorite sad dads, Jim and Foo.
Really fucked up on drugs. Shit, I did notice your vehicle.
Oh, yeah.
I would like to point out, though, of the last 90 days of a car in the shop, I'm still ahead of you.
Right.
Right. Probably not more than a week, but
I'm at 2 weeks. Now, did we talk about this at all?
No.
So the car
week.
went in the shop 2 weeks ago because
Right.
the diff was making noise, and I let the fluid at the diff oil out and got some metal chunks.
Some unicorn blood.
Yeah, the shit that's going to make stuff real smooth came out.
Carbide chips.
And I went, fuck. And so I filled the diff back up, and I drove it for a little while because it was pre-Christmas when that happened. Actually, I noticed the noise around the wedding time.
Right.
Right before the wedding, actually. So I've been driving around on it since then. But it was starting to get noisier and noisier, and I just told Shan it needs to go in. I just need to have him do the thing.
Right.
So it's in the shop, and I got a message from the guy late in the week last week.
I was going to say, because last week, this time, you hadn't heard yet, but you were going to make a call.
Yeah.
If needed.
And he messaged me.
Okay.
And he basically said, waiting to hear from, he calls it the insurance company, but basically the car warranty people.
Right.
Not waiting to hear from them, actually. Waiting for them just to fucking answer the phone, and because he calls and he gets in a hold queue that he doesn't have time. He's got lots of that place is busy as shit. And he doesn't have time to sit there and hold. He said, I waited like half an hour and they never answered. So I got stuff to do. And it's like, okay, no worries. And then I'm like, so I'm assuming you found metal in it. He goes, well, we definitely hear the noise. So we're going to just go for it or whatever.
Right.
So I don't know if they'll have to have an adjuster come out and look at it or an inspector or whatever, because sometimes they'll do that depending on what the issue is, or if they'll just whatever. But the nature of this company is that not the repair shop, but the warranty people,
right,
is that the shop will put in a request for a whatever you call it, a claim. And then the warranty company will be like, oh, okay, well, this is the part you need, and we'll sell it to you for this much. And then they have to ship them a part. So it's like the warranty company acts as the parts people because they get the best deal on the parts instead of the shop buying whatever parts at whatever price and then them reimbursing
and then billing.
them.
I get it.
So what happens is if the shop goes and buys their own part, then they're going to say something like, well, we'll only cover X amount of that.
Right.
And so I would pick up the difference.
Right.
So if the part's $2,500 and the shop says it's $2,500, then the warranty company's like, well, we'll only do $1,800 or something.
Because we found that part for $1,800.
Yeah, we can get it for you for this much,
Right.
And that was the problem I had with John's Auto Care. That was really the only issue I had with them was that they wouldn't install
parts from an external supplier.
What they called customer provided parts. So if they didn't buy from a vendor that was trusted in their minds, they wouldn't warranty it. And there you are.
Right.
So, and I get that. That does make sense to me. I'm not knocking them for that. That's just how they operated. And apparently this shop doesn't care. Like, I'm sure they do a lot of truck stuff.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like GM trucks and Chevy trucks. So I assume customers probably bring them parts all the time, So they don't seem to have a problem with that because when I mentioned that to him, he didn't even bat an eye.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So I'm just waiting to hear back. So I don't even know if they've gotten a hold, if a claim's been started or what.
Mm.
And I noticed the email from the office, like they kind of wanted an all hands engineering meeting.
Oh, yeah.
And, I would have driven up for that. They are going to be streaming it for people who are not in the office like myself. But it would have been something that I probably would have driven up to the office for.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But I don't have a car, so that's not even a possibility at this point.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like whatever, and so I'm driving here with the wife's car. But the nice part is with Melanie here, we have 2 cars at the house.
Right, so she's not locked
They're not locked in.
into the house.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Which that's why previously she would have been dropping me off, so at least she could.
Right. Bring her my boyfriend by.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
What's up, sexy pants? Hi.
So, I think it's going to be, I don't think that they work on these diffs apparently. It doesn't sound like it. It sounds like they just replace them.
So it's not like a bushing thing. It is probably...
It's like a bearing problem. My understanding of the differentials on this car, which I believe to be similar to what's on the Camaro 2-liter turbos, is that the differentials, they decided to go with ball bearing based bearings.
Okay.
Which is efficient, but that leaves a tiny contact patch.
Yeah.
And so then they're not as durable. Whereas if you went with a bearing that used like cylinders, little roller bearings, then they are more durable because you have more contact between the surfaces. But then they're less efficient. So they went with the more efficient version of the bearing, which is less durable, and then they tend to break.
Right.
And so from what I've read, the fact that I got 93,000 miles out of it, people are saying that theirs are breaking at 40 or 50 or even 60K. So I may not have it when it needs to be replaced again.
Mention it, like once the green lights were given, the time it would take to find or source a differential?
I assume that the shop, or I'm sorry, not the shop, the insurance company would have a bead on that. You know what I mean? But I don't know. There hasn't been any further talk since I talked to him late last week.
Is it possible for you to instigate or start the conversation with your warranty company? Like, hey, I'm just calling in because I've had to take and he's struggling with getting a call.
Yeah, that's where I was going to head next.
Okay.
If I hadn't heard anything by the end of this week.
My car's been in a shop for 2 weeks while my mechanic waits
to even talk to you
repeatedly to spin up a case and see what, and so you have my money. I've been waiting on you.
Yeah.
My mechanic has been waiting on you. How do we accelerate this process? At least giving him a call.
I would like my car back.
Right.
You're basically just holding me hostage now.
Right. Yeah.
So that's where it's at. Yeah.
Hey.
And I'm not mad at the shop, and I'm not going to call them and be upset, because the last thing I want to do is piss my mechanic off.
Right. You put some pee in your differential fluid.
Yeah.
Why you don't want that?
Yeah. Why is it brown and sludgy?
Well, if someone's not going to pick up a phone, that's not necessarily the mechanic's fault.
Right.
I need you to pick up the fucking phone.
Right.
I'm trying to get shit authorized.
Maybe have more than one customer service person.
Right. Yeah. Or figure it out for 2 weeks.
They're a terrible company. Again,
yeah.
If you are purchasing a used vehicle and the shop is the place that's selling the car is offering smart auto care warranties, just pass. Buy another warranty.
Yeah. Find your credit union or bank or just someone else, but not
Smart Auto Care.
Yeah.
They're a terrible company. So anyway, yeah, that's the reason why I've got the CRV tonight.
Nice.
Yeah.
With nice suspension.
Right. Right.
That's a hell of a way to make sure the suspension was down.
Right.
Hey.
It is what it is.
Yeah. I've been no check engine light.
Bonus.
And we got kind of told when I pick up 100 miles is pretty much like the roundabout, which in hindsight was about like where the probably anyway. It was where like they told us when we picked it up, the computer, the ECU will do like its full set of reset recalibrations based off of replacing sensors and blah, 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 blah. And the last couple times of given the timing was different, but in hindsight, the mileage before it went, nope, something's not right, and it kicked off was within about 100 miles. So I've been
hot dogging it.
Yeah, I've been up to my dad's a couple times.
Yeah.
And then Natomas once, Fair Oaks a couple times. So I've got my 100 miles with no check engine light and like in and out of sport modes and track and fucking, and it's been fine.
Yeah.
So it's been whatever. I mean, knock on wood. I feel like it's been pretty sussed out.
Yeah.
I've spent the last couple Thursdays. This is one of those things where we've talked about this probably like outside of show, like off table. The last couple like parents and like being able to know your limits kind of a thing. So my dad, we have 10 acres, Grass Valley. He has an upper pasture with pomegranates and an assorted amount of fucking fruit trees and the Lemoranges that no one knows quite how they've managed to splice themselves together.
Right.
But I'm sure the bees and all the pollinators are happy as fuck because they're making some
sort of genetic fuckery.
Some sort of net new fruit that's got the rind and pith of a grapefruit, the color of an orange, and it is 100% sour as fuck.
Oh my God.
So we're calling them orange.
Do you make any like lemon pies or anything with it?
Yes.
Oh, you have?
Yes. Ooh, that's an interesting thing. Remind me about the lemon pies as I circle back.
Right.
But he's got an assorted amount of fruit trees, apple trees, cherries, walnuts, mandarins, Lemoranges, grapes.
Lemorange.
Right.
What's the other kind?
Lemorange durin.
Yeah, or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. And pomegranates for the most part. Yeah. And the pomegranates were an attempt to abate the deer from eating his grapes. Because
does that mean like have they become a staple of the farm?
Yes.
So they were planted as a deterrent, but now they're actually something that he can make some money from.
Right, because he lost. He was a one-man show for probably too many years and lost a significant portion of his investment in his grapes. And so now they're just there because, I mean, he still probably has a good, far more than the average person would have of grapes, but not enough to do.
Like I think one grape plant would be far and above.
Oh, he's got in the double digits.
The average person has probably 0.
Yeah. I've got 2.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Okay.
And
well, you're above average also.
Yeah, the squirrels love the shit out of my grapes. But he started to lose a significant portion of his crops as he iterated through raising the fence and putting blinky alert things and wispy tapes on branches to try and scare deer. And he had a dog and then nothing really worked, and he lost a good chunk of his grapes. So then I'm going to save what I've got, and then he started to plant adjacent to the grapes pomegranates. The pomegranates do fantastic in this area here in Northern California. And then while the deer didn't fuck with them, pomegranates are to anyone who has it. Pomegranates can either be trained into a tree, or they grow like a shrub,
right?
Similar to like a hibiscus. Like if you've been to a Green Acres or Home Depot and you've seen a hibiscus that's kind of been trained into a tree, but if you don't fuck with it, you're going to get shoots at the bottom, and it's going to go back into a shrub.
Yeah.
What is a crepe myrtle may do the same kind of thing?
Yep.
Right? So if you keep on top of it, you can make the thing a fucking tree.
Yeah.
But you have to...
We have a crepe myrtle in our backyard that often wants to shoot stuff from the bottom. I'm like,
right.
I'm snipping that off.
So the pomegranates, once they got seated, they went apeshit. Good soil, plenty of irrigation, apeshit. But he spends his spring and early spring, and then going into early summer, doing baseball, umpiring for baseball.
Oh,
so
conflict.
Right. So the time sink in pruning the pomegranates for a number of years got away from him because he was just busy. It wasn't that he was lazy, he was busy.
He had other shit going on.
Right. And then he started, once they got of significant size, then he started spending late midwinter and into early spring pruning them. But now he is of age where the amount of labor needed because of their size to keep them pruned is no longer a one-man job. It's the amount of time and his age. He's just not physically capable of spending 8 hours in the upper pasture on his knees or getting up and down, pruning the pomegranates. So last year was probably the first year he said, "Hey, could you come up and help me prune the pomegranates?" And I was like,
"Oh,
okay, absolutely.
Yeah.
Whatever you need." I think I went up twice, pruned a row or two with him, and then the next week he came down. He was like, I got to finish the rest. I'm good to go. And this year, he was much more Johnny on the spot about it earlier this month, January. He was like, definitely going to need some help coming up as soon as the weather, and luckily for us up here, the bulk of January has been sunny. No
60s.
No precipitation at all.
Yeah.
So he was like, coming up Thursday? You got it. Yeah. You can tell that he knows his limit, but it has been me 70% and him 30%, as he's just going about his pace. He's not trying to, he knows, he can't boil the ocean, and I catch, pass, and just keep going. But it's the first year where it is clear that he can't do it himself.
And you're also dodging ICE officers.
Oh, yeah. Right. Hey, man, I'm green carded. Right. Zing. It's been, the weather's been so nice, and plus the drive in the car has been nice.
Yeah.
You know.
I saw pictures of the, I think you posted on the Instagram or something.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, cool. He's up there trimming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
I love the drive. And that was the second or third week I think I'd been up, because it was clear he just needed help. Yeah. And I'm glad that he knows, because I think not our generation and the generation above us, not everyone has a relationship with their parents where their parents are quite ready to accept. I can't anymore.
Yeah.
I know probably my grandfather had to wait even further into his 70s, maybe even in his 80s, before he let my dad, like, you're done, Dad, like, or you're at your limits.
Yeah.
You need to ask for help. Glad to help, but, I don't want to have to take. I would prefer that you gave me a green light, and my dad is like there already, which is comforting, because then it's not like a unspoken tug of war. Like,
Yeah.
Dad, do we need to sit down and have a talk? He's, no, I'm done. I can't lift that. I need help doing this. I can't spend. He doesn't go up and down and like kneel down. So, plus, it's been, I think we've talked at years at this point. I have farming in my blood. Like, if you told me sidewalks or gravel road, I would go gravel road, dirt road, hands down.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't even consider it. So, being out in the dirt, kneeling in the dirt, just doing shit is like cathartic to me. It's like absolutely zenned out. The first time I went up, we get there too. Don't let me forget about the lemons, Lemoranges. Fucking electric pruners.
I knew you were going there.
Electric pruners. Now,
yeah.
This goes back probably 2 years. He said he and my brother, he bought electric pruners because he was realizing he can't do it by hand anymore.
Oh, yeah. Plus, you're just going to kill yourself.
So last year, I bought electric pruners, and he already had a set. But when he said, I need you to come up and help, I was like, fuck this, dude. What? If this is an excuse to buy a tool, I'm buying the tool.
Right.
So I bought electric pruners. So this year, when I went up, I was like, oh, yeah, remember I set it on a reminder when he was here on a Friday, can you come up? I'm like, hey,
don't forget the pruners.
Hey, lady, set a reminder for Wednesday next week to charge your pruners. He's like, oh, yeah, you got electric one. I'm like, yeah, we got electric one. So when I went up there that first week this year with my electric pruners, he was like, oh, man, you won't believe this. My pruners died. And his, at this point, through battery cycles, were probably 3 to 4 years old.
Yeah.
They're all, if you go to Amazon and you pull up these Chinese pruners, they're all Chinese, they're all the same name, and it's all a random 4 to 5 letter name generator of the same fucking...
Unsan.
Yeah.
Or something.
Ulanzi.
Right.
You guys probably
Not a sponsor.
But fucking if you send me some pruners, I'm your guy.
Right.
So he was like, my pruner died. Now, fuck. Well, I'm not going to use electric pruners and make my dad use the hand shit.
Right.
So he used my electric pruners that first week, and I went up and down a row and a half with like manual pruners. Absolutely destroyed my hand and forearm. And then the next week when he was down here visiting. No, it was the Friday, because I went up on Thursday. Friday, my hand was destroyed. And then as I got to the end of the row that I was on, I was using both hands to like nip stuff.
Yeah.
So when he came down Friday, anyway, I'm like, Dad, dude, my hand is fucking wrecked. And he was like, oh, really? I went, yeah,
get cracking with that electric one.
Yeah, I'm like, man, I'm absolutely destroyed. And he went, well, yeah, I did like half a row last week, with them, and I was fine. And I went, well, good for you, Dad. I type for a living.
You're not doing enough hand workout,
right? And he had a little like, I'm a farmer and you're a techie.
Yeah.
Kind of like we had a man inside joke
I mean,
thing.
you would think like with your right hand, you probably.
You would think I would have more durability.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hashtag sorry, kids.
Yeah.
But he had his set on order. So last week with the picture, he had his came in, and he ordered fucking tools. He ordered a pruner, an electric battery power pruner that also works on an extension with a remote.
Yeah.
Super handy for the cherry trees, I'm sure, that will come in later. So he had his electric pruner, and I got to use mine, and it was super awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Battery-powered chainsaw.
Yeah.
The DeWalt, not this one. It's an electric chainsaw pruner, so small size.
I think I've seen that on like a SB Mowing or whatever.
Really?
On YouTube, like when he goes and cleans up a yard.
We have a number of oak trees that like kind of came over the driveway on the last chunk up to the actual house itself. And with the advent of, Amazon, he gets deliveries with a big box UPS sized truck.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to be an asshat and scrape the shit out of the trucks. And he's cordial with his UPS guy, and he was like, "Hey, is there any chance you could?" So the one week that I went up there, he's like, "Can you help me cut? Because it's gonna fall, and he can't quite get the reach." And I'm like, "All right." And he hands me a DeWalt battery chainsaw pruner. So not a full 16-inch blade chainsaw, but you know what I'm talking about.
I have a pole saw chainsaw.
Pretty much.
Battery operated.
And that thing, and he put in like the mini sized DeWalt battery in this thing. And I was thinking, I'll be honest, I was like, we're going to get 3 branches out of this thing, and then we're going to be shuttling. And I'm like, fuck, I didn't bring my big boys. And that thing, we ripped through. It didn't run out of charge. And we cleared the entire driveway of 1-inch to 3-inch branches.
Nice.
That thing went through everything I threw at it. Now, the bigger trees, we whipped out the actual gas, the 2-stroke. But super impressed. Super impressed.
Yeah.
I wish I had limbs I needed to prune with a chainsaw because I would get it was super handy.
Yeah.
It's nice to see too a person of his generation like making that transition to electric battery powered devices without it being a old man yells at sky. Like
there's so much more handy / usable.
Oh, absolutely. So it's nice to not have to like fight him on.
I can't get it started.
Right, and it didn't fill the gap of the actual 6+ inch tree that we were stumping.
Yeah.
I had to pull out the 2-stroke for that.
Sure,
but it was a pruning pole saw,
Yeah.
not a chainsaw anyway to do that.
I have an electric Poulon. Is that the name of it?
I think so.
Poulon.
It's French or something.
I don't know, like this long.
Yeah.
That thing rips.
I
put a new chain on it at one point.
I don't know where it is.
Whew.
It's over here somewhere. He has a decent chainsaw using it's a DeWalt using their Flex Volt like big boy battery.
Yeah.
Like small to medium sized chainsaw replacement.
Yeah.
He left it outside.
Oh.
And it got wet. And most likely there's a safety trigger that's either gone bad or is stuck, and it needs to be replaced. That's why it's here and taken apart, and everything is too small for him to like nibble at it. He's like, and if you can't fix it, fuck it, I'll just buy a new one because it's that handy.
Oh yeah.
That he won't rotate back into a gas powered if he doesn't have. Now he has the big boy big boy 2-stroke for the big shit, but he would rather use, because the portability, he doesn't have the yank shoulder. It doesn't.
And then, you're troubleshooting the fucking choke, and is the gas old, or is it the blah, blah.
Right.
Is the
and he's like
carburetor clogged.
He's like, not like me, but he has a Midwest mentality of like, your tools are outside, and he doesn't necessarily take the best care of tools. Like the amount of, mine was laziness with the absolute trashing of lawnmowers, laziness, and lack of respect for taking care of the utensil.
Yeah.
His is more like, the tools are outside and it's in a covered thing, but the elements and humidity is wrecking his tools. He still, I think, has struggles with that, but it's not because he doesn't take care of them. That's just his perception of like, well, I keep my tools right here, and they should be hardy enough to withstand covered elements, but it's not. Obviously, it's not the case, because I have a DeWalt battery-powered chainsaw here because it went to shit. Super fucking handy. Like, damn. Like, if I had stuff that I needed that much yard work and things done, I would certainly be encouraged by the progress that battery-powered tools have made over gas-powered ones. Is super handy.
You know what I need is a truck with a bucket on the back, that like a lift bucket. I need, if anyone knows anyone who has a lift bucket truck, they are willing to let me borrow for several hours. Let me know. saddad'sclubpodcast@gmail.com.
To get your tree?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I mean, I have a lengthy battery operated pole saw that I have a couple of extra batteries for, so it will last a while. But the problem is the tree's so tall, like getting up into the spots where you actually want to trim is not really feasible from the ground.
Yeah.
And I can probably park a bucket truck outside the fence, like in the city sidewalk area, and then bucket into the tree from outside.
Yeah. Really?
That would work. But if someone's willing to let me borrow a bucket truck, let me know.
Is that not a rental thing? You don't think they rent
sure,
those?
if you want to spend several $100s to rent a...
So they are rentable.
I would assume,
you
yeah.
think?
I mean, what's that rental place down here on Industrial?
Oh, yeah.
They got all that kind of stuff. I mean, you can get scissor lifts and all kinds of stuff there. So I assume you can get a truck with a bucket on the back.
Oh. Does it come with chicks that are scissoring?
Probably. Is that Scissor Chicks?
Yeah. Hey. Wow. And there go the opportunities for sponsors.
Yeah. Sorry, Alonzi.
Yeah, sorry. Lemoranges. The only good use that we have found.
Yeah.
So, it's always like one of those cringy things. So my dad I think he thinks the Lemoranges are
awesome.
Very limited use case.
Well, so he kind of like same thing with oranges, or not oranges, but lemons. Right. Lemons are very specific.
Yeah.
Like maybe you're going to use a lemon zest, or you're squeezing it to make lemonade, or you're making a lemon thing,
or you're doing a cleanse and you're drinking lemon water and cayenne pepper.
Yeah. You just want to put lemon juice in a cut.
Yeah. You just right in your eyes. I need to feel.
Yeah. And put a seed in there, goddamn it.
So when he comes up on occasion and he brings a bag of shit and he's like, "Oh yeah, I took a bag of these over to the Baldwin's house and and I'm like, oh.
They're like, great.
Yeah. Fucking super. He's like, yeah, I took a bag over to the Baldwins and they came back from their sons live in Oklahoma, but they so this was like a week gap. He took over a bunch of lemons, and I'm like, oh yeah, for sure, they did something with the lemons, all right. Compost. And he was like, yeah, I went out with
cattle feed.
Yeah, I went out with Randy to do some stuff on the NID, and he said that his wife, damn it, made there's a Arizona sunshine pie.
Okay. This sounds promising.
And it is, and I'm like, oh, she fucking made a pie from that thing? Like, there's no, like, I'm thinking lemon meringue pie. And it is, you pretty much take a lemon that you cube up, wash the lemon, cube the lemon.
Okay.
Peel lemon.
The whole thing.
And you try and, like, seed it.
You take the barcode sticker off.
Oh, right. You chuck it in a goddamn Cuisinart or a blender with sugar and you just frappe the shit out of it.
Wow, that sounds pulpy.
Pie crust. Well, yes. And then there were some other
very pulpy,
minuscule amount of ingredients.
I mean, seeds?
No, you take the seeds out. You do try and de-seed it. And then you toss in a blender, Jamba Juice style consistency.
So vasectomized lemons.
And then you bake it.
Okay.
And it's like
wait, so you just do the lemon itself? With sugar, and that's about it?
Yeah, I'm sure,
some other
I
things.
can't remember, there's flour or something in
Baking
there.
powder.
Yeah, there's some
soda.
Other, I can't remember, but it's like a simple thing.
Okay.
It's like a shortbread of pies with a lemon.
All right.
But you are not zesting the lemon. You are not taking lemon juice and like lemon jello or a lemon pudding.
Yeah.
This is take some sugar, throw a fucking lemon in it, and then whatever the other miscellany, and then you bake it.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh yeah, she said that it was fucking, and Brandon was like, oh, the best pie, and they wanted more lemons. And I'm like, bullshit. Bullshit.
Prove it.
So he laughed, and I was like, Arizona sunshine pie or whatever the fuck it was. And he had left lemons. I'm like, I'm going to do it. If there was a used case for these Lemoranges that I will never eat or make lemonade or lemonade out of, this would be it. Like, I'll make a fucking pie. Like, sure. Arizona sunshine? A sunshine pie? You find it?
I'm working on it. Arizona sunshine lemon pie.
There it is. That's it. What's it say?
It says internet.
Anyway, so I made one.
It looks really good.
And it was fucking amazeballs.
Was it on bakedinarizona.com?
I don't know, possibly. I mean, it's common. There are a number of variants, and then I watched a couple YouTube episodes just to make sure that the whole thing wasn't like some sort of old wives' tale, that you could use the lemon in its entirety. Yes, it is ridiculously simple, and I finally had a use case for these plant offsprings that I never had a use case for.
Sure.
Yeah. Because they're not, he doesn't have, it's like, he's got Meyer lemons, a normal lemon.
Like Meyer lemons I would consider to be, that's top notch.
I would agree.
Yeah.
But he has Meyer's, normal, oranges, grapefruits.
Oh, he actually has Meyer's up there?
Yes.
Oh.
But are they all actual Meyer's anymore? It kind of depends probably on which branch you pick the fucking lemon from, because
this is making me hungry.
Yes.
Wash your lemon well, then cut up and remove all the seeds. No need to peel it. You're going to fucking blend that shit.
Yes.
Place it in your blender.
Yes.
So you got eggs, butter, vanilla, sugar.
Yep.
Blend until smooth.
Yep.
And then dunk your nuts in it.
Yes. And it was the best dunking.
Pour the mixture into your pie crust and bake for 40 minutes.
Yes. Like ridiculously simple.
Oh my god!
And it was like, if you like lemon bars,
the pictures look insanely good.
Yeah, it was.
And which is funny about this, because Shan has made a couple batches of lemon bars since Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
The Thanksgiving ones were very good. very tart, but they ended up getting thrown out. I think I told you that whole thing.
Maybe.
Because they didn't get refrigerated.
Oh, yes. Yes, you did.
So for Christmas, she decided to make another one, and she couldn't find the same recipe somehow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm literally, if I find a recipe I like, I have saved it into a text message or a text file on my machine and put it in my recipes folder.
Yeah.
So she made a different recipe, and it wasn't nearly as good and not very lemony at all. I was very disappointed. But this looks...
Yeah.
I'm going to send this to my wife, and maybe she'll make it.
There were a number, and you look at it as he's telling me the story, and if I told this story somewhere late last year, you're welcome for hearing it again. You would think the amount of pith that my dad's lemons have, that it was going to be bitter, but you're throwing enough sugar in this fucking thing that it doesn't matter. And my dad's lemons aren't the smooth, thin skin ones that you may get or see at the store. They're like that kind of dimply textured lemon with like a hardy fucking skin. Like you could get a lot of zest off these bitches.
I love getting zest off my bitches.
Fucking dude, bend over and get the zest off your bitches.
Come here, bitch. I need some zest. Sprinkle it on me.
There go the other sponsors.
Sorry, Ulanzi.
Sorry, Ulanzi.
Still not a sponsor.
Fuck off, JetBlue. So that my Thursdays have been
busy.
Yeah. And then on my way out last week was the couple of pictures that I took.
Yeah.
It also gave me an opportunity. Okay, here's the other one. So the first week I went up there, my dad comes out of the house and straight up Farmer John overalls.
And no t-shirt.
Not that naked. But I've seen him wear these last couple years, like on occasion.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of like,
right.
Yeah, good job, Dad.
Does he have one clasp undone?
Yes. Because he's a little bit bigger in the tummy than his, but fucking
that's funny.
Farmer industrial
That's
size.
not what I expected you to say.
I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
I got nothing to.
Does he have shoes on?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
We had to tell him to start wearing shoes with actual grips because it's slippery, and he's slipped a couple times, and he's got these fucking like. Not Crocs, but they're smooth-soled like slip-ons with like nice memory foam.
Yeah.
And
maybe he needs Crocs.
Not.
Can't you get the rugged Crocs? Don't they make some that have a little more?
No. Well, yes, I'm sure they fucking do, but he wouldn't be allowed to wear those. Because he's fucking farm. He needs something to grab his ankles.
He is an adult. He can make his own decisions.
I ain't gonna go up and fucking pick his ass up because he was crocking
as long as he's not
to the tool shed
in the fucking.
Prison?
Heavy machinery.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to flip himself
over. You aren't allowed
over.
to work the tractor in your Crocs.
Yeah, that.
So, overalls. The first week, I'm doing the pruning and I gotta set.
Did he ever turn around and give you the...
Hey, buddy.
Like in his little thong
you
showing?
like listening to Van Halen?
You're like that.
Yeah. Like big pruners and hand pruners, and I take up like a hand rake to
Is it electric?
No.
Come on.
Dude, if they make like an electric tine whipper, like a roto hog, anyway, rototiller, but hand side. Anyway.
They do
so
make
I had a set of tools, hand tools that I would rotate from plant to plant, and then I would set them down, and I realized
you
that
need a tool belt.
My dad was just sticking them in his overall pockets.
That's nice.
I'm like,
he's on to something.
I think it was funny at first, but now
there's some utility there.
I see. So I bought a nice fucking set of
here we go.
Carhartt overalls. I am Farmer Foo for sure.
Oh my gosh!
And the ability on that last week I thought it was a mosquito. Last week, my ability to like holster.
Yeah.
And but then I also didn't have to wear.
But can't you get a belt to hold that stuff though?
I could, but I'm like sitting or moving over, and the belt, my tool belt, is like bulky. I didn't want to have to disassemble a tool belt.
Get a waffle hammer and a drill, and then your trimming tools.
Right, but then I have big old pockets. I just need to be able to shuck that thing in a single pocket without a pouch. So, fucking handy. Overalls. Handy.
That's why a lot of farmers wear them. I would assume.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well done. It's 2025, and I'm back on that overall thing, which is funny because in high school, there was that trend for a while, right? With the one clip, and you're wearing the overalls with the flap down.
Yeah.
I did that, but it was purely
fashion.
For fashion.
Yeah.
Now,
it's the saying is function before fashion.
Yeah. Back then, it was like, I'm cool, right?
I'm a cool farmer, though.
Crisscross will make you, right?
Jump.
Mac
with
Daddy,
your Timberlands.
Yeah, Mac Daddy make you. But now it's like, well, I need Timberlands because I need ankle support. And I need overalls because I need pocket utility.
Yeah.
And I need them to come, both straps to be done because I don't want my pants to fucking fall down.
That's sort of like the whole Carhartt thing, right?
Yeah. They were super thick denim. I'm like, one pair. Plus, I tend to ruin jeans that aren't meant to be utilitied because I'm not thinking far enough ahead. So I take...
Well, you're not buying jeans that are rugged jeans. You're buying fashionable jeans.
I'm buying
comfy
dress jeans, and then I go up into the fucking foot.
Jeans. That seems like
right? Yeah. Foo-foo?
Yeah, that's not a thing.
And then I go up into the foothills, and I put my knee down in red dirt. Yeah. Yeah. Or there's that, too.
Yeah.
I have found... I use...
There goes the crotch.
Yeah. Dude, what is with that? The last... I don't go through pants very often anymore. I'm not fucking in my teens running up and down the hills and getting...
You got to get the 501s going, bro.
All of the jeans that fit nice to me, that are probably... I'm going to be honest, they're probably 6+ years. They're jeans. But the crotch... Yeah. And I'm like... So what's going on here? Am I swinging the balls? Like what's the?
They're busting out,
and it is all in the same place. Like
they're like air.
Yeah, there is a webbing location in the crotch taint of all my jeans that all seem to have started to blow out.
Wow!
At the same time.
I'm not sure if this is TMI or not.
Hashtag sorry kids. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe stop wearing Guess jeans or whatever.
Right. I'm sitting down at and then why is there's a gap here? Like,
why do I got chill on the nuts?
My balls are ice cold. What is? Oh, shit.
Oh,
wow, I can scratch my nuts from the outside.
There's my taint.
Wow, that's oh. Daddy scored. Hashtag sorry kids.
Oh, colonoscopy time.
Oh. Self-proctological exam.
Pull that camera out of that head.
Yeah.
on the farm implement and stick it in my crotch.
So the overalls, I'm like, and now I've the last filling up the green waste cans, wearing the overalls.
Oh God.
Went up to Dad's, wear the overalls. The utility shit, wear the overalls.
Rayleigh's.
Wear the overalls.
Yeah,
I got to break them in. I don't want to get up there and like have Dad be like, "Those are brand new." I'm like, "Yeah, I'll fucking roll around in the dirt out here just to like break them in."
Yeah.
On my way out of Dad's last week, I stopped by the creek, and I took the picture of where catching bluegills underneath the bridge, which looks way smaller.
Than you remember.
Then I remember, like, I don't even know if I could fit in there.
But I don't even think my hook would fit there.
Right. And, like, the concrete thing that we used to lean up against and, like, put our fishing poles against has somehow come way out. Oh. Like, the erosion or something. I'm like, that's not safe.
I wouldn't stand on that now.
I don't think I could stand there anymore. As I was taking pictures take a picture of the bridge to be
Yeah.
like, everything seems smaller, given the conversation we just had and like the memories of recalling, like, yeah, man, I spent so much time. So everything was way smaller as an adult. And I went, man, how weird is that? But on my way back to the car, there was no sound. It was just nature. It was just nature.
Right.
It was just
Right.
earth. And I could hear the creek was just the running, burbling creek. Yes, water sounds.
Yeah.
And I went, so I just leaned down. I got 15 seconds of just bubbling.
Now you can just play it on a loop.
Bubbling creek. Yeah. When I came home, I'm like, listen. And I did it to Piper and Venus. I'm like, listen, just close your eyes and listen. And just played the 15 seconds. Man, that's just Zen on it. I'm like, fuck. It was
That's
good.
awesome.
It was good stuff. And then I totally ripped all of that asphalt on the way home.
Even though it was unsafe.
Yeah, but hashtag don't do that, kids.
Yeah.
Good times.
We had to load Chandler bought a safe from a guy.
Oh yeah, gun safe or like a
gun safe. Gun safe.
Okay.
It's and he had to go pick it up. So he had picked up the trailer from Nicole's dad.
Mm-hmm.
So he has like a big flat trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And then he picked me up and with Nicole, and we went out to some storage unit out in Granite Bay.
Mm-hmm.
And loaded it up and strapped it down like a couple of idiots.
Yeah.
And then drove it home and had to stop once or twice because the straps kept coming off.
Oh, shit.
I mean, it's a big, smooth safe. There's nothing to hold straps onto it.
Right.
Really.
Yeah.
So we were struggling a little because the straps would sort of just like jiggle and
Shimmy
slide.
out. Yeah.
And, but we got it moved to his house.
Yeah.
And he said, if you help me with the safe, I'll help you with the drywall in the bathroom.
Oh, there you go.
And I was like, okay.
Trades.
Yeah.
Nice.
So then we went to Home Depot,
Mm-hmm.
bought, I already had a square of drywall.
Square.
Yeah, I already had a drywall square. We bought some tape and some mud.
Yeah.
And,
No way. Is this a done deal now?
well, it's not completely finished, but yeah, we got the hole cut out and then got the new piece fitted in and screwed in. And then it's been taped and sanded, but I got to put a couple more coats on it.
Yeah.
And then I'll work on the texturalizing, and then it has to be painted. So,
Well, hot damn.
yeah. So, and I got to get a new piece of baseboard because I didn't have any baseboard.
Oh,
I
shit.
realized.
Good luck.
Yeah, because the baseboard that was there was all fucked up.
Are you finding a baseboard with the same right of coping, or is it a square baseboard?
I had replaced many years ago. I had replaced all of the, not all, most 99% of the baseboard in the house, which was really short,
Mm-hmm.
plain,
Yeah.
just no
frills.
no frills,
No
very
edges,
very
no
thin,
routing.
yeah,
Yeah.
with just a piece that has a little detail on top.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I think it's a common type of baseboard.
Mhm.
I think, they're probably always going to have it.
Mm.
I just forgot that I was going to need it. But yeah, so it's in the works.
Yay.
The drywall's not all jacked up except for the fact that it's just not finished.
Right.
And so then I'll get to the drywall in my closet at some point here in the near future.
You just have to go get another safe. So it was like a full long gun size safe or handgun size
Yeah, have
safe?
you been in his garage before?
No, but I've seen the picture.
So he has a safe already.
Yeah.
It's basically the same size as the safe that he has. It's just made by another company.
Mm-hmm.
And the door on the new safe is a little bigger. So the surround around the door on his is thicker than the new one.
Mm-hmm.
And then the inside's a little bit different layout. So he was running out of room
Oh. Yeah.
to have space for new stuff. I don't know how many guns you need, but
I mean, if you're going to keep guns, you should keep them properly stored.
Well, it was a really good deal, actually, because the guy he bought it off of apparently is a dude who's got a bunch of money.
Oh.
And they have apparently a big house, and I don't know, he has some sort of business that he runs.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what it was. But he had the safe. He bought the safe brand new for like $1,500, and it was in his storage unit.
Mm-hmm.
And he never ever used it. Still had the tags and everything on it. So he sold it to Chandler for like $500.
Oh wow!
So we got basically a brand new unused safe that had just sat there for a while.
So that's a good question. The outside guns.
Yeah.
Do you guys, for like your important documents for the house, with passports and shit like that, birth certificates, do you guys have a safe at the house?
Yes.
Do you?
Yeah.
Is it like a small personal fridge size, or is it like a case?
We have
like a briefcase.
We have a case kind of one, and then I have an actual safe in the house as well.
Do you?
Yeah.
Like a
but I want to get
refrigerator size?
It's small. It's probably about this.
Like
big.
a hotel?
A little bigger than a hotel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Venus would really like. We have enough. We have like a couple of the igloo lunchbox size, I think. And she would really like us to have like a gun safe size, because we just have enough documents that, not that we have guns, but
those are the ones that Chandler has are big. I mean,
right.
Those things are like this wide.
Her dad, like, the top, as tall as like our AJA unit in our studio here. But
a sponsor.
A sponsor.
A sponsor.
A sponsor.
Thank you.
Hashtag thanks, Dave. Because we have enough financial stuff and things that Venus is, wants security and peace of mind, that in a fire, the small guys wouldn't absolutely get toasted.
Right.
We just drag our feet on location and permanence, and we've never.
Yeah, because really you want to bolt it down.
What?
I mean, you'll want to bolt it down.
Yes,
somewhere.
right. I mean, right.
Now, I'm saying I have a safe that's bigger than hotel size, and we do have it. It's in my garage.
Mm-hmm.
We don't use it.
Oh.
And this is a safe I got from old coworker that he was like, yeah, you can have it. He was going to retire and move. He was moving out of the country.
Mm-hmm.
And so I brought it home, and the problem with this safe is that I don't have keys for it.
Oh.
And the code.
Oh, no.
The code is written on the safe, and I can't change the code. So I have never implemented it, and I'm like, I just need to get rid of this safe.
Yeah.
And actually get an actual safe.
Yeah.
So, but we use one of the fireproof.
Yeah. What is? It's got a common name, and I'm drawing a blank, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
We have one of those.
Yeah.
And like that's where we keep all the kids' crap. And
it's been like the last. I mean, obviously, when you think of the Los Angeles, the fires and whatnot, like it's kind of been noodling back around in my head. Like there's a number of things that are probably not in the fireproof safe that should be, and we're just super. I'm gonna say lazy. We've just been putting it off. Procrastinating.
Well, they're expensive.
Well, and it's like I think a couple times it's been floated an opportunity to rotate out one of her dad's safes, as he's either downsized guns or wanted to get something newer and would have no problem, like, handing down or selling to us also in an affordable price, for one of his. Yes, that's a great, absolutely. And then everyone gets distracted with thing. But, you never, I mean, there are probably plenty of people in Los Angeles who were thinking the same thing, and now they've got nothing or have lost important documentations, and you never know when something is going to go sideways on you.
Yep.
And it's like, we should really start thinking about that again and just get it done, because we know it's important. It's important to the family. It's important to the things we own. And they should be not only protected from theft, but protected from disaster that you don't know is coming.
Yeah.
If you can, you should.
Yeah, it's something that, like, many times I've been like, fuck, I just need to get rid of that guy.
Yeah.
The problem with it is it's very, very heavy.
Right. Which
it's
you would hope.
Very
because,
heavy, yeah. So to get rid of it, I don't know, put it in my trash can. I mean, it's a pretty good size cube of metal, with a couple shelves inside.
Just throw it in the back of your son's truck and tell him to take it to the dump.
Or, oops, you dropped it off in the back while you were driving down Industrial?
Yeah. Oh, no.
That would have been
weird.
cool if you
just
filmed
right next
it.
to the FBI location.
Yeah. That would have been cool if you'd have filmed it.
Yeah.
But I would love to replace it with something that is usable.
Yeah.
Because right now it's just
not
taking up some space in my garage.
Yeah.
But
you could put some radios in it.
Some radios?
Yeah, all your radios. your decks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
protect the decks.
Oh, absolutely. The Alpines and the
Hey man.
Yeah.
You never know.
The Kenwood. Apparently Chandler drove by the house a little while ago. This is the text I was reading earlier.
Oh.
Chandler drove by the house a little while ago and rattled the house.
Oh.
It's only a 10-inch subwoofer in that thing.
Tens do the business.
I know, but that's...
Oh, when you weren't there.
Yeah, I wasn't. I got a message from my wife. A little bit ago you were talking and I'm reading this thing like, what is happening?
Your son just drove by and
rattled our house.
Thunderdomed us.
Yeah.
I mean, as one does.
He's been working on that.
Yeah.
That's been a project.
Yeah.
Finding all the right bits and pieces.
Dodging it being in the shop and then back out.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Good stereos. I mean, we've talked at length. Like, car audio is not what it used to be.
No. When they got away from, like, single and double din head units.
Yeah.
That's when stuff goes sideways.
I looked at stuff for the Escape, and now they make a kit to put a double din or single din in it, but the kit you need to make that work in that kind of dash, they're almost selling you 25% of a new dash fascia in order to make that work.
Right.
Like,
yeah. And then
that's the cost of almost another deck. Just in trying to make something work.
And then does it match?
Right.
Are the materials as good? Is it cheap shit?
Cool. Now it's gloss black plastic.
Right.
And the rest of it is like satin black or charcoal or gray.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn it.
Yeah.
I missed double din, single din, fucking. God damn it.
That was something that I loved about my first Honda. Had a single din radio in it, but I mean that's how it came from the factory. I had a Honda 3000 radio or whatever in there.
Mm-hmm.
That was just a single din radio that just came out, and you could put whatever the fuck you wanted in there. And that was awesome.
That was what was cool about me, Ma.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, Melly's car is a 2009, and I swear it's probably one of the last that takes like a double din radio that you can you can put a CarPlay head unit in, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what she has. She has one of my old Pioneer double din radios in her car.
I'm going to say, yeah, because the Miata is a 2012, and it has like a amalgamated Bose all in. So it's not. I have to buy, if I want to put a CarPlay head unit or double din, single din something in the Miata, it's dash makeover.
Yeah.
You're
make buying a full dash kit.
There's a thing, removing or altering location of climate controls or some shit. Like it's all that it can be done.
Yeah.
But
it's not going to be the same.
Right.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Yeah, not worth.
But then Mima is. But yeah, 2000. I mean, really? I wonder if you could actually put a year on it. What year is my dad's Fusion? That's 2016, and it's the same thing. It's no way. It's like the Escape. You're buying a kit to make it work.
Yeah.
The speakers, sweet.
Oh,
pretty uniform. Deck, nope. Fucking good luck. You're buying a $150, $75, $200 moving controls around and new fascia.
So you have enough room to put a double DIN radio
something in. Right.
Now, I actually saw somebody made a single DIN CarPlay deck that had a screen on it that was really wide.
Oh, really?
And it would show like CarPlay. And I was like, wait, what? I saw it on some video I saw.
Huh.
And I was like, that's crazy. Wait, what?
Yeah.
They have a single DIN CarPlay deck that's like wireless CarPlay even? Wait, what?
I don't know how you would read a map on something that small.
I mean, it's basically all screen on the front. So whatever side, whatever the front fascia of the radio is
that
all
wouldn't
screen.
even work for people our age. We'd all be like squinting down, looking at like, what the fuck?
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Like I can't
gotta
even
have a goddamn snorkel arm on my phone to be able to like see it at eye level. So my,
Well, Shan's car's an 11, and it has a double DIN.
Does it?
Pioneer in it, yeah.
Oh, last of the last.
Probably. I would assume the next CRV probably had a formed built-in thing. I would bet.
I got no time for that shit, man.
Yeah, because they're just locking you into the worst sounding shit. And the Cadillac's no different. Like, in order to make a decent stereo out of the system that's in that car, it just costs way too much money. And I'm just not willing to do it.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's one of those, like, also cathartic things for me to just be, like, planning out and drawing out schematics for car audio stuff.
Yeah.
Like, man.
I mean, the system that was in my 2004 Civic fucking sounded awesome.
Yeah, Thunderdome, baby.
It sounded awesome.
Your what year?
2004.
Where, subs?
Yeah, it had a 110.
Like just in a box?
In the trunk.
In the trunk.
Yeah, and all the... it had 1 amp that ran... I think that 1 amp ran everything.
Oh, yeah.
So it was doing basically 5 channels, which one channel was a sub channel. And then it ran all the doors, speakers, and the rear
was
shell
it as
speakers.
Small as your son's? That shit even blows me away.
No, this was an amp, so it was bigger. Yeah, it was. It was probably 2.5 times the size of his DSP unit with an amp in it.
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy. And he was saying that thing rips.
Well, if it's shaking the windows at your house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, those Class D fucking things. But even throwing crossovers and DSP shit in those things now at that size and the power, like fucking, goddamn, that's crazy.
I know.
People used to have to give up whole bench seats.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
For amps to power a 15.
Yeah. And his 10-inch sub, the speaker and speaker box came from Australia.
Oh.
Like, those Australians are into their fucking cars. There is companies in Australia that are willing to do shit that American companies are not willing to do, which is make small run products that are awesome, that will fit in factory locations without cutting shit. And this particular speaker box just fit under the seat in basically a storage shelf.
Oh yeah, like one of the storage pockets underneath the seats of the what?
Yeah,
a lot of trucks are
They're doing that from
Yeah.
the factory now a lot. But in Chandler's case, it just fit right in that little pocket. That's it. It just fits in there. And it had to come all the way from Australia. So, and I haven't heard the truck yet. But he was working out the other night, and he was, I might come by in a little bit. And I'm like, you don't sound like you're even close to being done. So don't like rush it. You still got to put your dash back together and put this back. You haven't even mounted your amp yet. Like, come on, man. You got tomorrow. It's fine. So maybe he didn't get to it again until tonight when he got home or something. But, you know what? He'll probably show up here when the show's over.
We're at time.
All right.
He could do that. You just send him a thing.
That's him right there. I'm kidding. I don't know.
No way.
I mean, if he ran by our house and rattled our windows, then he might come by for us
How
to check
long ago
out.
was that?
A little after 7.
No. What time? Oh, we're way hour and a half ago. Hour ago.
Yeah, that was like 10 after 7. Anyway.
Car audio, man.
It's a thing that a lot of people will miss out on nowadays.
I think so.
Unless you're just willing to spend a few $1,000s.
I know my wife has a playlist that is specifically designed to listen to in the RS.
Yeah.
Like, I need to hear this one in the.
Yeah.
I don't know if the kids do that. Or, not that they don't care, it's just not of interest.
Yeah.
But even Venus has an enthusiasm for the audio creativity that we have put into our cars of our generation. It's a thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there were times where it's like when I was driving the Civic, like I just want to hear something. Yeah. I want to hear that sound or whatever.
Yeah.
So you pick the song and play it. You know what I mean? Because you know what you're in for.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I miss that want. You know? And the Cadillac sounds okay, but it's not doing
there's just a little
there's a little bit of there's a lot of goddamn.
You don't really want your son to drive by then, because he's not even 1 degree away from you with probably the enthusiast car kit that you will really, really, really miss.
I don't think there is a easy to utilize setup that would work in my car. Like, he's got options. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
My car, like, no one who bought that car is probably wanting to. I mean, very few folks.
Oh yeah.
Or are wanting to do that kind of stuff.
You don't want that shit to get in the way of storing the golf clubs.
Yeah. I mean,
goddamn.
Anyway,
okay.
Right.
We're at time.
All
you
right.
should. Well, hey, welcome to Sad Dad's Go Podcast, episode 3. I'm a Lord Fu.
I'm Jim.
You should return the cart.
Should wash your ass.
Wash your hands.
Check your oil, Tony.
Stay up to date on your shot.
Make the call if you need to.
Register to vote.
Rake the leaves.
Yeah. Pick up a broom.
Do the kindness.
Oh, shit. We'll catch you next week.
Don't forget to rake the forest, too. Or no funding, you fucks.
Yeah. Send me the water.
Yeah. Just turn on the valve. It comes all the way from Canada.
Fuck those Delta smelt.
Anyway.
Shit. Catch you next week.
Have a good week, everybody.
There go the other sponsors. Bye.